Welcome back, my dear viewers, my amazing watchers, my bestest of friends, my lovers. Today, we'll be covering Goon Piece Volume 9. This is the 5th arc into the end of TNR saga. This one is not that long. Enjoy. First chapter into this arc starts off from the last one. Poon the lover is in critical condition from Nia's stab and is being treated in the hospital. His fate is unknown. A day passes. Tacos goes to the Goon Hall and talks to the Elder King about what happened on Goonford. Yo, Grandma, our mission was successful. We've rescued Chopper and destroyed Goonford. We couldn't have done this without Dope's amazing ability and Goonbeard's insane help. The Elder King replies to Tacos, "Thankfully, we did not have that many casualties. My main goal of taking down No Nut Navy's headquarters that was next to us and rescuing Femboy Chopper was indeed successful. However, anyone that participated in the Goonford War will have a huge bounty on their heads. Be careful on your Goon ventures, Tacos. They will come after you next." Tacos replies with, "Don't worry about me, Grandma. Worry about this island and yourself." Since Goonbeard is dead, Tacos gets interrupted by the enemy attack alarm. Tacos and the Elder King go outside to see a giant huge fleet that is approaching TNR Island. Someone from the biggest ship in the fleet screams, "Goonbeard's acquaintance! I've come to pillage and take over your garbage-ass island. Every island and territory on this sea will be mine." After this fat larb finishes his sentence, he shoots a giant fucking cannonball headed towards the Goon Hall. Tacos channels his green Goonki to his legs, picks up the Elder King, and gets out of there before the cannonball reaches the Goon Hall. However, Elma shoots down the cannonball before it reaches the Goon Hall. She catches up with Tacos and the Elder King and tells them, "Y'all, this is one of the Goon Perors of the 7 Gooning Seas, P. Dark Gooner. He controls the entire territory of one of the seas. He came to take over every territory in Goonbeard Sea, which TNR Island is in." Tacos and the Elder King understands this, and they both head towards the dock. After they reach the dock, they see X, Femboy Chopper, Items, and Hershey waiting for the fleet to reach the dock. Tacos talks to all of them and tells them that the fleet is one of the Goon Perors of the 7 Gooning Seas fleet. Everyone, determined, get ready to defend their beloved island. Elma charges up her gun to take down the biggest ship. However, a giant rectum appears beneath the sea where the fleet is. It sucks up the entire fleet. Afterwards, a giant rectum appears above the dock. The entire fleet comes out and crushes most of TNR army. The Dark Gooner's goons get off the ship and charge towards TNR's one and only town. Tacos, the Elder King, and everyone else is confused as to how the fleet got behind them, but they charge towards the army. The TNR army finally catch up to the army and start fighting. Tacos tells the others, "Listen up, guys. Our army will take care of the fodder. Me, Hershey, X, Grandma, Femboy Chopper, Items, and Elma will take care of the commanders and the strongest gooners they have. So then, let's get to gooning." Everyone shouts at the same time, "Gooning forever!" Just as they were about to get going, the right-hand man of Dark Gooner, P. Wrath, appears in front of them. He says, "Hello, frauds," and punches Items, Tacos, Chopper, and the Elder King far away. Hershey transforms into his awakened form. X releases his ashy semen smoke. Hershey seizes the opportunity and touches Wrath, getting all intel about her and also snitches on her. None of Wrath's allies will ever come save them now. Wrath, enraged, charges towards X. She does a nasty combo on X and grabs ECS, but this was exactly X's plan. He releases the ashy sperm straight into Wrath's mouth, which weakens her by a mile. Hershey rushes in and slices Wrath with his pedoskeleton sword, while Elma gets a nasty headshot on Wrath. This insane wombo combo is still not enough to bring down P-Wrath. Hershey telepathically communicates with the team and tells them that Wrath's weakness is her asshole. That's the only weakness. The team understands and proceeds with their plan. Elma gets another headshot on Wrath while Hershey attacks from behind. Wrath grabs Hershey and throws him back. X rushes in and uses his forbidden technique, 1,000 years of death. He shoves his fingers up Wrath's anus and releases his hands there, which turn into ashy sperm. This paralyzes Wrath, leaving her vulnerable. Elma charges up her shot and shoots Wrath on her heart, piercing it. Hershey charges in and stabs her in the stomach. The right-hand man of Dark Gooner, P. Wrath, has been killed by X, Hershey, and Elma. The next chapter cuts off to Femboy Chopper. He comes across the Gooner brothers. It's a 2 versus 1. Chopper smirks and says, "You frauds, you have no idea what you're about to go through," and unleashes his transformation. Femboy Chopper has no special clan ability nor a goon fruit. He only has one special ability that he unlocked from sucking off millions of men. That is, the Super Thugger Man. This formation gives Chopper thugging abilities similar to Chatter's fruit. It also gives him an overall speed buff and an insane speed buff in a jerking action. Let's go back to the fight. Femboy Chopper transforms into his Super Thugger Man transformation. This transformation is bizarre. Femboy Chopper transforms into an entire fucking dildo with a crown on top of the tip. Chopper says, "Nothing personal, kid," and appears behind one of the Gooner brothers. He stabs him in an instant, leaving him in critical condition. Now it's a 1 versus 1. One of the Gooner brothers says, "Goonra Tensei." And goons all over Femboy Chopper, putting him out of his Super Thugger Man form and paralyzing him. The Gooner brother gets ready to do the final nut on Femboy Chopper, which would kill him and grant the Gooner brother his power. However, the Elder King comes in time to save Femboy Chopper. He opens the Gooner brother's chest open and says, "We just saved Chopper, bro. No way you're gonna kill him right now." The Elder King hears someone shout for help and tells Femboy Chopper, "Sorry, bro, I gotta go." And he leaves in a hurry. The Gooner brother screams at the Elder King, "This is not fucking fair, bro. It's a 2 versus 1. Femboy Chopper replies with, "It was a 2 versus 1 before 2 faggot." Femboy Chopper releases himself from the Gooner brothers' Goonra Tensei, charges in and lands a nasty left-right combo, knocking the Gooner brother to the ground. Femboy Chopper doesn't stop there. He takes off his underwear and starts dick riding him. The Gooner brother, in pleasure, doesn't do anything, and he climaxes. Femboy Chopper links his soul with the Gooner brother via his semen. He gets up from his dick and turns. All white, Femboy Chopper shouts, "You'll never take TNR Island from me," and he stabs himself in the heart. The Gooner brother screams in agony and dies like a fucking bitch that he was. Femboy Chopper goes in the battle to fight Fodder off. The Dark Gooner's army has pillaged and destroyed around 25% of the town. If they reach the Goon Hall, it's all over. Femboy Chopper doesn't waste time to kill off some fodder. The next chapter cuts off to Items and Tacos, who are battling some fodder beings. One of the commanders of the Dark Gooner spots Tacos and Items. He goes in fast and stabs Items in the heart with a sharp blade made out of frozen semen. He then throws Items far away. This mysterious being talks to Tacos. "Hello, Tacos. Long time no see you. Insert a racist slur against black people here?" Tacos replies to him with, "Taksumi! What are you doing in the Dark Gooner ship? You were literally one of the commanders on me and Koki's Island, TMC. Taksumi responds with, "Your twink gay right-hand man, Hershey, kicked me off the commander's ranking and made me a fucking peasant on TMC Island for offending and not treating the residents there with care. So fucking unfair. Cause of this, Dark Gooner offered me a high position on his fleet, and here I am, about to take yours and Hershey's life for what you did to me." Taco says to himself, "Same guy who wears skirts calling someone twink, quite hilarious." Tacos was about to reply to Taksumi, but Taksumi charges in, catching Tacos unguard and stabs Tacos with his frozen semen sword. Taksumi has a goon fruit ability named Icy Semen no Mi. He can create frozen sperm and melt them if time calls for it. It's a very strong goon fruit. Let's go back to the fight. Tacos breaks the frozen semen sword in half and punches Taksumi in the face, which sends him flying back. Tacos takes out the sword out of him and quickly regenerates with this green goon ki. He channels his green goon ki towards his feet and rushes towards Tatsumi. He tries to kick Tuxmi, but he creates a frozen semen shield and blocks Tacos' kick. Tatsumi smirks, and a giant frozen semen spikes appears out of the shield. It was about to Pyrrhic Tacos, but he jumps away and lands perfectly, smoking sexy style. He launches himself towards Tatsumi and lands a nasty left hook on him. After landing, he charges yet again towards Tuxmi, and this time landing a kick on his back. This sends Tatsumi flying. But Tatsumi slows himself down using his frozen semen ability. Tatsumi is now enraged and unleashes his awakened form of frozen semen goon fruit. He does a weird stance and put his hands in the air and then brings it down. Tacos looks up to see shit ton of frozen semen spikes falling down on him. Tacos manages to dodge all of them while also moving forward Tatsumi. Tatsumi smirks and creates a huge frozen semen spike on him and stabs Tacos in the chest. Tatsumi tells Tacos, "You buffoon! You fell for the most obvious trap ever, you fucking idiot!" Tacos smirks and overcharges his green goonki. This electrocutes Tatsumi, which leads to him breaking off the frozen semen spike out of agony. Tacos pulls out the frozen semen spike and shouts at the top of his lungs, "Mamá! Golpéame con tu zapatilla mientras papá me azota con su cinturón. Grítame todo lo que quieras porque soy tu querido hijo Latinx maricón. Que papá me muestre misericordia, que papá me dé fuerza, porque yo soy el Latinx honrado." This chant right here unlocks the second gear of Mexican Rage. It's very powerful, but it's a double-edged sword. Tacos unleashes his new transformation, Mexican Rage, Gear 2. Tacos' body transforms during this. A huge slipper and a belt appear in his hand. Tatsumi looks very scared now. Tacos launches himself towards Tatsumi. This shatters the floor from the sheer impact. Tacos is so fast that Tatsumi doesn't even notice him. Tacos slaps Tatsumi on the face with the slipper and hits him in the abdomen with the belt. This rips Tatsumi's head in an instant and rips his body in half. Tacos cannot stop how fast he is going, and he crashes towards the ship fleets of the Dark Gooner, completely breaking 5 ships in a row. And finally, Tacos lands on the shore of the TNR island. He is exhausted and gets instantly knocked out. Tacos wins the battle, but also damages himself very badly. The next chapter cuts back to Femboy Chopper, Eeks, Hershey, and Elma fighting fodder Gooners. The TNR army has almost stopped the invasion of Dark Gooner. Dark Gooner is very mad now and sends out his co-Gooner to take care of it, D. Wonker. He comes out surfing on pure cum. He appears out of nowhere towards the team and knocks out Femboy Chopper. X instantly releases his ashy sperm on him, which weakens him. Hershey goes in to slice him, but Wonker catches him. He pours down shit ton of cum down Hershey's throat and throws him away. Elma shoots Wonker, but he blocks it with his semen ability. Wonker possesses a goon fruit named Semen no Mi. D. Wonker can create any amounts of semen from his mouth, his hands, his feet, and his entire body. After Wonker blocks it, he points a finger at Elma, and a semen in a high pressure charged with Thugger's Gunki comes out and goes through Elma's right shoulder. Elma doesn't give up and screams to X to release more ashy sperm as she needs time. He does exactly what Elma told him. Wonker cannot see shit and is confused. Hershey finally gets up and excretes the cum out from his ass. He charges in and slices Wonker, opening up his chest. Wonker screams in pain and unleashes his Thugger's Gunki. It gets rid of the ashy sperm and mentally weakens everyone. Wonker grabs X and Elma and smashes their heads together and then throws them away. Hershey sweeps in and snitches on Wonker, but this is futile, as Wonker never hid anything away from the Dark Gooner. Wonker smiles, grabs Hershey from his head and unleashes his Thugger's Gunki, about to crush Hershey's head within, but this was exactly Hershey's plan. Hershey swings his pedoskeleton sword, cutting Wonker and absorbing his Thugger's Goonki. Hershey smirks and unleashes the absorbed Thugger's Goonki and slices Wonker's head off, leaving him dead forever. Hershey sheds a tear and says, "Fuck you, I'll miss you, bro." Hershey helps up X and Elma to stand up and treats their wounds. He also wakes up Femboy Chopper using the small bits of Thugger's Goonki that was left inside the pedoskeleton's sword. The Elder King, after helping all residents out of trouble, finally comes to the team and apologizes. "Sorry, guys. I had to help every one of our residents that was in trouble. I couldn't have left them to rot and die there." The Dark Gooner gets really mad and sad now. All of his commanders were killed and defeated. A huge rectum appears. Next to TNR Island. From what they saw before, everyone goes to a defensive stance. The rectum opens up and loads of cum shoots out from the rectum, killing many soldiers from TNR Army. And then, the Dark Gooner comes out of the rectum. The Dark Gooner says, "How'd you like that Goonra Tensei?" Hershey and Chopper see the Dark Gooner's face and instantly recognizes her. It's P. Lunar. They both say to Lunar, "How the fuck did you escape out of the Diddy's chamber?" "There's no way you could've," Lunar replies with, "None of your business, twat. Where the fuck is Tacos?" "I know damn well he's here." Femboy Chopper transforms into his Super Thugger Man form. Hershey and Chopper charge in at the same time. Trying to attack Lunar, Lunar dodges Hershey's attack and catches Femboy Chopper. He uses Goonra Tensei to paralyze Femboy Chopper. Hershey comes back and stabs Lunar in the stomach. X releases his ashy sperm on Lunar, while Elma, all charged up, releases her strongest attack on Lunar, an insane combo on Lunar. After a few seconds, Hershey gets sent flying back, all knocked out, and Lunar comes out of the ashy sperm. "This is quite an ability. I feel a lot weaker. However, none of you ever stand a chance against me, you fucking fodders. I will groom every one of you and take over Goonbeard Sea, making me the strongest goon peerer the world has ever seen." The Elder King takes a deep breath. He grabs X and nods at him. He throws X at an insane speed towards Lunar. X releases full amounts of ashy sperm towards Lunar, leaving her quite weak now. She still manages to catch X and punches X in the face a shit ton of times, and then sends him back flying. He is knocked out. The Elder King tells Lunar, "You'll never be the strongest in this world ever. Well then, let's get to gooning." The Elder King goes all out and unleashes his secret ability, the mid-coal stance. Lunar tells the Elder King, "No way you found the..." The Elder King charges in, slices Lunar's chest open with his dildo sword. Leaving Lunar shocked, Lunar tells the Elder King, "You're old, you're weak, I can easily defeat you." Lunar summons a huge rectum below the ground. Elder, knowing that it takes some time, sends the mid-coal stand towards Lunar. He stabs Lunar in the chest 150 times. The mid-coal stance grabs Lunar by the neck, trying to suffocate him while also stabbing the shit out of her. The Elder King sweeps in and stabs Lunar with his dildo sword to weaken her more. But this is futile. Lunar was edging this whole time. She releases the most powerful Goonra Tensei towards the mid-coal stance, making it useless. She punches the Elder King in the face, which sends him flying. Lunar takes out the dildo sword out of her and charges towards the Elder King. She stabs him in the stomach and tells him, "Sit down, Gramps. Your time is up. You're not in your prime anymore." Just as she was about to kill Elder, someone shouts at her, "Yo, Dark Gooner!" It's Adam and Poon. Adam apologizes to everyone, saying that he was treating Poon. Lunar instantly charges towards them and grabs Adam, knowing that he is very dangerous. She unleashes Goonra Tensei on Adam. While Elma shoots at Lunar again, Lunar charges towards Elma. Elma is caught off guard. Lunar grabs Elma by the head and smashes her head on the ground, knocking the shit out of her. Poon, with his back turned to Lunar, screams at her, "You've groomed me once before and pegged me 1,000 times in a row. I've also been pegged by hundreds of thousands of women before just for this exact moment alone." taste the full power of my ass. He unplugs his butt plug and a huge amounts of cum shoots out of Poon. It hits Lunar instantly. Lunar is screaming in agony. She's in a lot of pain. Poon finally stops and sees Lunar. There's a giant hole in her, but she's not dead. She is angry as shit now. Poon, exhausted, unleashes his pride sword and charges it to the maximum. He has now awakened the trans form. It's twice as strong as the femboy form, but 10 times more exhausting. He instantly appears in front of Lunar and says, "Taste my pride." He swings his swords and cuts Lunar in half and all of her ships in just a single swing. The slice of the sword was so powerful that everyone almost went deaf. The floor where Poon was standing also shattered. All the Gunra Tensei of Lunar's was released. We see Lunar's dead body laying in front of Poon, and Poon right next to her, laying motionless. The Elder King, Adam, X, and Elma reach towards Poon. Adam checks his pulse. It's still there. Poon wakes up and says to everyone, "You all suck. I am better than all of you." And his pulse goes flat. He's dead. Everyone mourns his death. After some time, the team tries to help their army to stand up and treat their wounds. Hershey is still knocked out. He is sent to the hospital. Many of TNR army members are also sent to the hospital. Adam finds Tacos unconscious. He grabs Tacos and brings him in the hospital. A week passes. They are mourning the deaths of the TNR army members, Poon and Items. A month passes since the invasion of Dark Gunner. 2 Goonparers died within 2 days. 2 of the C's are now free. Tacos, Hershey, and Adam set out to sail after the funeral. They say goodbye to everyone, and they tell them that they won't be back in a while as they're out on their Goon venture to find resources, Goon fruits, and helpful items that will help TNR recover faster. What an amazing fucking arc. 2 back-to-back long arcs about a huge battle. Goda, you never fucking disappoint. You have never missed, ever. We love you, Goda. We all love you. Please, marry me, Goda. Wait, the video isn't over yet. We have an interview with Goda for today's video. All of the questions asked are from our Discord members. Join our Discord server if you want to ask Goda questions. Our first question is, why doesn't Adam use his fruit to make Dope's fruit even more powerful, Goda? Most of the people fighting don't speak to women anyway. Goda replied to us with, "This is a fantastic question, my child. When Adam uses his Goon fruit ability to make someone a woman, man, or give them some drugs such as an energy boost, it all has drawbacks. First being the stab wound itself. It might cause internal bleeding or get infected. Second is that when someone turns into a woman, depending on how long it is, they might never be able to make a testosterone ever again, forever leaving them stuck as a woman. When Adam uses the energy hormone, as seen with Tacos in Volume 8, it takes the energy from the future version of the target and gives it to current version of the target. This makes them weaker in the future timeline. They might wake up not even being able to stand up one day because all their energy was depleted to use during the timeline. It also puts huge stress on the body. The heart might not be able to take it, and it might cause the user to have a cardiac arrest, seizures, or instantly die on the spot. It's very risky. Our second question for Goda is, Goda, what's stopping Tacos from acquiring a Goon fruit? And if speculation on his Goon fruit would be, what would the powers most likely be? And what would be the possible name? Goda replies to us with, the way Green Gunki works is that Green Gunki is basically that it travels next to the blood cells. That's why you can channel Green Gunki into specific parts of your body. You tell your body to pump the Green Gunki in your body towards a specific body part, such as legs and arms. When someone goes in overcharge mode, the user tells the body to produce more Green Gunki. The Green Gunki attaches to the blood cells and turns them into Green Gunki. It is dangerous if you overuse it, which is why we see Tacos exhausted the moment he overcharges. Now, to answer the question, the Goon fruit affects the bloodstream, organs and veins. It modifies it to its own liking. If Tacos had a Goon fruit, It would hinder his effective use of his most powerful attack, green gunki. The fruit might hinder the ability to produce green gunki, or the ability to channel green gunki. If tacos had a goon fruit, it would probably be some type of speed or blood-pumping power. Our third question is, with Hershey's Hershey Know Me, I wanted to ask, when he snitches on somebody, does the distance of the snitching reach every ally instantly? Or does it have a travel radius? And within that same snitching, does it have any limit to the information within the snitch? And within that same snitching, does it have any limit to the information within the snitch? Goda replied to us with, in his base form, it has a travel radius. In his awakened form, the snitching reaches to every ally. Hershey can choose if it is in the past, present, or the future. However, this ability can be negated in time with Thugger's Gunki. In base form, the information is limited, but in the awakened form, Hershey snitches everything. There's no limit, unless the user has completely forgotten that they ever committed such an act. Our fourth question is Goda. Is Hershey unable to gain Gunki? And if he cannot, is it because of his already high offensive abilities? Goda replied to us with, every user has Gunki. It's in their bloodstream. However, the general main population does not have specific genes to harness Gunki to use it as power. Think of Gunki as life force and energy. It helps the body function. Only specific families can unlock the ability to harness Gunki. For example, the D clan has a mutation where there's shit ton of Gunki in their brain. It mutates the brain in a way that it can control Gunki's flow and production in the body. While green Gunki modifies the Gunki the body has itself, turning it into green and giving user the ability to control it. Our fifth question is, could Adam's fruit evolve? And is there any notable fighting styles? Goda replied to us with, we've only seen Adam in his base form. We do not know if his fruit has an awakened form. Yes, there are notable fight styles, such as melee, ranged, sword, fists, kicking, etc. Just look at characters such as Dope, Elma, Tacos, and X. They all have different type of fighting styles. Our sixth question is, where did Hershey find the pedo skeleton sword? And where did Poon find the pride sword? Who is BD? Does BD ever become an ally to the other gooners like G-Spot Baby? Goda replies to us with, we do not know where Hershey and Poon found their swords, but we do know that it's one of the sacred swords alongside with the Elder King's dildo sword, you fucking buffoon. If you watched Volume 8, BD clearly became an ally of Tacos and TNR. It's a matter of reading comprehension. Our seventh and final question is, how important is the mysterious man on a scale of 1 to 10? Goda replied to us with, he's mysterious for a reason. If I answered this question, he really won't be mysterious. Our interview with Goda ends here. Thank you guys for watching. Follow us on Twitter, on TikTok, and join our Discord server. Bye-bye, Gooners.
The Goon Piece! The Goon Piece is real!
Can we get much higher? So high.